Sura Khachar's amazing Brahmacharya. Sura Khachar's amazing Brahmacharya. You might have heard this story of Sura Khachar. Once upon a time, Sura Khachar went to Bhadli. Beside, there was one village, Bhadli. Sura Khachar went for some, function was there. But the village chief of that village, Bhadli village, he was very much jealous to Bhagwan Swaminarayan and very much jealous and, you know, very bad thinking about devotees of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. So he was knowing that Sura Khachar is following Brahmacharya. Sura Khachar was householder devotee, but in between one incident happened, and after that incident, Sura Khachar followed Brahmacharya for lifetime. What was that incident? Just in short, I will say, Bhagwan Swaminarayan wrote one letter to 18 devotees and said that, and mentioned in that letter that the moment you receive this letter, you suspend all activities and immediately become Swamiji and come to me. Likewise, Bhagwan Swaminarayan wrote one letter. In that letter, there was one name, Sura Khachar also. The moment Sura Khachar received this letter, Sura Khachar also, without informing his wife, his children, his relatives, he suspended everything, and immediately from his farm, he immediately went to Gadpur. He became Swamiji also. He changed his dress also. He removed his all white dress and had those saffron Swamiji's dress and came to Gadpur. As these 18 devotees reached to Gadpur, Bhagwan Swaminarayan became very happy. Bhagwan Swaminarayan embraced them, blessed them, and Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that I am proud of all of you. But I was just testing your faith, whether you are giving up your sansar on my words or not. I was checking your faith and devotion. And you all have passed this test. I am very much happy. I am very much proud of you. But now, all of you go back to your sansar, go back to your householder life. Sura Khachar, Somla Khachar and Alaya Khachar and other devotees, they fell at Bhagwan Swaminarayan and said that, Maharaj, now please don't send back to this world, to this sansar, householder life. Already you have given us such a saintly life. We don't want to go back. Please don't give that command to us. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said, no, you go. Through all of you, I have to fulfill many other missions. So please go back to your householder life. So that's why Sura Khachar, by the command of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, went back to his householder life. But once he became Swamiji, Sura Khachar, once he became Swamiji, so he came to house and he said to his wife, Shantaba, he said that, see, this happened and because of this I went and I became Swamiji also, and by the command of Bhagwan Swaminarayan I came here. But now onwards, you and me, no more like a husband and wife. Now onwards, you and me are like brother and sister. Till now, you might have not heard such kind of charitras, such kind of, amazing brahmacharya, that in householder life, they are living relation like brother and sister. So now slowly, other people also came to know that Sura Khachar is following brahmacharya. So this Bhadli Bhan Khachar, he thought that as Sura Khachar is coming to my village, I will spoil his character. I am going to spoil his character. I am going to expose his brutal fact of brahmacharya. Likewise, he was thinking. So he made a plan. As Sura Khachar came to his village, whatever function it was, it completed. In night, for the night stay, this Bhan Khachar, he sent Sura Khachar at the outskirts of the village. There was one small house. There he sent Sura Khachar for the rest. Sura Khachar was not having any kind of awareness about this plot, such a malicious plot against Sura Khachar. He was not having any idea. Sura Khachar went to that house. That was lonely place, and it was in the outskirts of the village. Sura Khachar thought that why he has given me this place. Anyway, Sura Khachar didn't think much, and Sura Khachar taking name of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, 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 Swaminarayan. Sura Khachar entered inside this house and he slept. He performed evening night Mansi Puja, and afterwards he slept. The moment he slept, after around 1 hour in midnight, around 1:30 or 2 a.m., somebody knocked the door. And so as somebody knocked the door, Sura Khachar just opened his eyes and saw that who is there. So one lady was standing outside, and she was, out of his helpless voice, she was telling that, can you please open the door? Can you please help me out? I'm orphan. Nobody is here. This is dark night. Can you please allow me inside? Likewise, out of request, she was knocking the door. Sura Khachar stood up. Anyway, Sura Khachar was devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. He was always ready to help anybody. So Sura Khachar immediately opened the house and he said that, yes, what happened? She said that I am traveling, I am alone, and this is dark night. There is no place to stay in this village. Can you please help me? Can you please allow me to stay inside the house? So Sura Khachar said, okay, you can be inside. Come please. So with full respect, Sura Khachar took that lady inside the house. Then Sura Khachar said, okay, you can sleep inside the house. I will sleep outside. So Sura Khachar took one bed outside, and outside of the house, Sura Khachar was sleeping. Meanwhile, she called Sura Khachar inside, that please come for a while inside. The moment Sura Khachar came inside the house, actually this lady was not any woman, she was a prostitute. And she was planted by Bhadli Bhagwan. Bhagwan has told her, given money to her and said that you have to spoil the character of Sura Khachar. So afterwards, she started to flirt with Sura Khachar, and she, started to misbehave with Sura Khachar. The moment Sura Khachar came to know that here something is wrong, immediately Sura Khachar took out his sword and said that, stop now. If you will do anything right now, I will kill you. And tell me who sent you here. And don't do this nonsense. And then the moment Sura Khachar took out sword, this woman, this prostitute, she got feared and she said that, I'm sorry, actually, I don't want to do this, but Bhagwan has sent me. Out of fear, this prostitute opened up the secret and he said that Bhagwan wanted to spoil your character, so he has sent me here. Please forgive me. Sura Khachar said, get lost now. And that woman also got lost from there. And Sura Khachar, without staying for the night over there, in night itself, Sura Khachar left that village and came back to his village, Loya. So this is how you see the circumstances. That lonely place, night time, and lonely with a woman, prostitute. If there would be any, what we can say, like hidden desires within Sura Khachar, then Sura Khachar cannot have such kind of discipline and such kind of bravery. But Sura Khachar was the real devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. So he could remain controlled even such challenging circumstances. So why even this place was wrong, even these circumstances were wrong, even though why Sura Khachar could remain in discipline, could follow his all dharma, could follow his Brahmacharya. Why? Because Sura Khachar has decided in advance that for lifetime I am going to follow Brahmacharya. And for lifetime I am a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. I will not break this. In advance, Sura Khachar has strongly decided. That's why in this situation, Sura Khachar remained to follow Brahmacharya. Otherwise, if Sura Khachar wouldn't have decided strongly, then Sura Khachar would have lost his Brahmacharya. So my dear students, even place was different and wrong, but the strong commitment, strong decision took in advance, that helps Sura Khachar to follow Brahmacharya. So sometimes places will be wrong, but you should decide right now that if I will go to such kind of places also, I will not compromise with Panchvartman. I will never drink alcohol. I will never eat meat. I will never do any kind of stealing. I will never do adultery. Now, adultery means what? For householder devotees, it is clear that apart from the wife, other all women in the world is equal to sister and mother. But what about the youngsters? What about the bachelors who didn't get married? For them, they should not see any other girls in a different way otherwise. If they are doing such kind of nonsense with the girls, I shouldn't use such kind of words like flirting and all. If they are doing such kind of things, then for them, there is a breakup of this Vartman, not to commit adultery. So for youngsters who didn't get married, for them, flirting and such kind of nonsense with the girls is considered as adultery. So one should not do like that. So, first a thing which affects our mind, our desires, our thought, that is place. Now, second thing which affects our mind, thoughts and desires, that is company. What kind of people we are being with, that will also affect our desires.